This is going to be a teachable moment. I had a conversation with a brother earlier today, and a that brother, while in the conversation, was having um he had a conversation with another brother, and the other brother kind of alarmed him for absolutely no reason. All right, and so I talked to him and got him to see logic and reasoning. And the concern that the brother had was over the Brazilian election. Okay. I kind of wonder if Mimi's up now. All right. Because I talked to her about it, as she is a poor woman in every sense of the word that lives in Brazil. All right. Now, I was listening to a brother that was a guest on another channel. All right. And what happened was the on this channel there was a brother that was invited as a guest who was talking about his relationship to a Brazilian woman. And the brother was on point with everything he said except for himself. I'll explain that in a message. I mean, in a minute. The man that he was in conversation with, all right, the man that he was in a conversation with talked, these are pro whack people, talked about these women in a derogatory way, the man whose channel it was, while the brother was really trying to point out um, just what was the real deal with the Brazilian women. All right. And in pointing these things out, all right, in pointing these things out, all right, as I am pointing these things out, there seems to be a trend of fear mongering, even when somebody with more knowledge All right, understand this. Even when someone with more knowledge, even when somebody with more knowledge is trying to tell the truth from a position of non fear or no fear. All right, and this is kind of the problem with why we as a people are never going to accomplish anything as a group. But this is why I just never had a problem with it. All right, because at the end of the day, it was not our job as men to try to group up before we did anything about anything. If I would have been waiting to go somewhere with a group of brothers to do what I do, trust me, I don't believe it would have gotten done. And some of y'all probably understand that I am absolutely telling the truth. As a matter of fact, unless by mistake, and even when I make the mistake, I do not, in particularly, invite women to my channel. No female, no black woman. Why might you ask? I am tired of seeing the truth being destroyed by somebody that's just there to suck. All right, hold on for a second. Jeez. All right, let me break something down to you. And if anybody want to join in the conversation, if anybody want to join in the conversation that has something to say about what I'm talking about, let me know and I'll send you a link. All right. All right. Hold on. So just let me know and I'll send you a link. All right. Now, we have a very significant problem. Hold on for a second. All right. Let me clear some of this. All right. That's that. All right. We have a very significant problem. And some of you brothers on here, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? All right. So, all right, what's up, Adula? What's up, Rolanda? What's up, Be the Great B? Um, Elijah. Um, what's up, David? Antonio, what's going on? What's up, Daniel Johnson? What's up, Daniel? What's that? All right, Dave Fitzgerald, what's up? Okay. All right, so let's break this down, right? Don't forget the thumbs up, y'all. And thank y'all for just keeping abreast of that because things are going well, they always trying to slow this channel down, right? But I want to show y'all something real quick. So that you can have an understanding as to what's going on. All right. And I'm gonna just play it through. And I'm not going to say much, right? It's CNN coverage of the Brazilian election. All right. So this is going to be the CNN coverage of the Brazilian election. All right. Now I want y'all to pay attention, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna have this discussion. And if you, like I said, if you want to come into the control room, let me know. But first, um let me show everybody this video. All right. All right, let's start it back here at the beginning. Now, I want you to pay attention. This is CNN. Now, understand this. They are the one that tagged him as far right presidential candidate, right? But pay attention and look at how they are looking to try to place fear in Americans as if we should have anything to do with Brazil's election. All right. Wave of conservative, this, that, and the other, right? Wait till you see who's against this guy. And this is Reuters. Wait till you see who is against this guy and why he's winning. Let me say this. The other election is the 28th of October. All right. And what this army guy is promised to do, what he has promised to do is clean up the corruption in Brazilian's government. And I'll show you why this is a big problem. The former president was jailed on corruption charges, right? Look who still wants the corrupted president to be president. Pay attention to the end. In marches organized by who? Again, the Simps follow who? Organized by women. So now, do you understand? Do you have an understanding now? All right, these are votes organized by women. All right, I want to show y'all something. Y'all remember that I took a bunch of things to Brazil. All right, this is Receita Federal, right? All right, all right. Now, this is the paperwork from the things that was confiscated for the children, the things I took down for the children that was confiscated. Here is the handwritten letter from Salmina saying how the stuff was for the NGO. Here is the items that were taken from me that were meant to go to the children. All right, here are the items that were taken from me that were meant to go to the children. All right, I sent them this because this is how I operate. All right, that's my S4 for my YouTube channel, which operates kind of like a church. That's why I give everything away. Right? One, I give because the Most High has taken care of me. So when people send in donations, I don't need it for my house that people claim is too junky, right? And I don't care what they think, right? Now, here's the thing. Here is my claim stuff showing that I claimed my bag. All right, that I was claiming my bag. Of course, my passport and visa. The information from the NGO. To where the stuff was going. Also, we sent up a power of attorney so that someone could remain in contact with them. We kept emailing them. All right. We kept emailing them. Now, the problem with them is their law. Their laws are set and built so that they can act in a very corruptible manner. The guys are so full of corruption, it is ridiculous. It's so full of corruption, it's ridiculous. So the brothers are trying to get away from crap here to go see this there. What's up, $3 Smash? What's up, DK fan? All right. So here's the thing. So when I see, so I think I'm one of the only channels that when you donate something, it is literally going to the channel. You know what I mean? All right. It's not going to some other kind of stuff. All right. Period. Y'all know what time it is, right? If my heart is in something, I'm sending the whole thing there. Right. Now, let's get into the video and why I wrote said this. For one, they need somebody that's different from what they're getting. Remember, the other president, he can't run because he's in jail for corruption. Guess who organized against the conservative guy? Yes, the women. Guess where they got that idea from? The American black women that went down there and told them that civil rights means standing for the LGBT, but not the community as a whole. And this is why you got the women that organize in political things and not the men. The men are trying to take care of themselves at home, and the women are looking to get, well, privilege and handouts. They want the laws to be skewed in their favor so that they can continue to F up the countries. In many of these countries where they have bent over backwards to give women privilege, the country itself starts to be in decline. The country itself starts to be in decline. And that's a fact, Jack. All right. Any country that allows themselves to be run by women, or they run themselves for the glory and luxury of their women, is a country that's about to fail. Y'all mark, and that's the problem. Brazil has so much corruption because the women, no matter how much it tears apart the country, will always vote for the guy they like or they feel, no matter how bad he is. As a matter of fact, the worse he is, the more they want that guy in office. So long as he kowtows to them. But the moment you stand up for the family in its entirety, you got a problem as a political leader in a country that's running to appease women. You just can't do it. You're talking about females with an insatiable desire to try to seek privilege for themselves, even though they benefit from the current system. And the crazy thing is that this country in Brazil, all right, let's get back to the interview that I watched, right? In the interview that I watched, all right, I want you to understand this. In the interview that I watched, it was a brother that had a Brazilian woman. Hold on for a second. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, bro. I don't know your call. You know I'm live, right? You know I'm live, right? Yeah, I'm live. I'm live, right? So you can tune in as you drive. Hey, if you want to join the conversation, want me to send you a link, I could do that. All right, bet. Oh, that's okay. Ain't no biggie because this is grown men talk here, right? You know what time it is. All right. All right. Later. All right. That's one of the brothers, right? So understand this. All right. So the brother was in Brazil. All right. The brother was in Brazil. He has himself a woman in Brazil, right? And hold on. No problem with being late, D10 fan. No problem, Terrence Collins. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right. So women love pandering, and the only men who pander to them is evil. Right. So all right, so let's break this down. So in the interview, the brother was talking about his Brazilian woman, right? And what happened was he said he had because they are beautiful. All right, let's not come on, y'all. Y'all know they're beautiful, right? So he had a Brazilian woman. He said they're beautiful. Now, understand what he said. All right. He said, bar none. Understand this. Bar none. This is a guy that travels, that's been some places. He said, bar none. No one caters to their man like the Brazilian woman. One makes you wonder why the black women want to go down to Brazil because they want to screw that up. Now, here's the problem. When they have elections and their women get out of hand, they seem to be voting for a dude that could put it back in hand. Oh, but check this out. The very conservative dude that you saw CNN try to slam and make us fear because the United States don't have a problem with them. The news media of CNN and the women that run that station into the ground have a problem with it. All right. And so they're trying to project fear to the United States citizen as if Brazil is something for us to fear. We don't look at Brazil as even a first world country. Oh, why are they putting this out there? See, because men want to go someplace where women treat a man well and they take pride in their femininity. These women take so much pride in their femininity that they made buku dinero off of their femininity. They are known for their femininity. Wait a minute, they are also known for something else. And this is where I had a problem with the dude. Um, I had a problem with the dude on the show. We as men have to understand who we are, right? As men, we got to understand who we are as men. All right. And one of the greater things we need to do is when we get a woman like a Brazilian woman, we don't give up our manhood because we're not used to being treated well as a good man. You got to get over that euphoria of being treated the way you're supposed to be treated. We say that all the time when somebody is getting an award for doing something that they're supposed to do. Okay, no, we're supposed to be treated with respect. We bring our manness to a relationship, they bring their femininity. We bring masculinity, they bring femininity. Right. And so basically, but I don't think it's going the way they thought it was. And that's the problem. What happened in the United States is happening in Brazil. Everybody is choosing the very conservative guy because they're kind of tired of the BS that's going on. And the corruption that is pissing everybody else the most is the government corruption. Now, remember the items that I showed you that they took from me. They took book bags for the children. They took the soccer balls. Of course, they were going to take the watches for the volunteers. They took my jam boxes. They took every electronic thing, even the stuff that was my personal stuff that wasn't in a box or anything. In other words, they were looking specifically what they can steal because according to their law, if you have over three of one thing, they could take all of it. That don't make no kind of sense. But when I sent in the letter to show that it wasn't commerce or that I would pay the taxes on it, what's up, Eric Elder? All right, they went blank on the internet. In other words, they didn't send any corresponding email or anything like that, even though we tried to correspond with them at first. And then they decided to keep my stuff maybe 2 weeks ago. And part of that is another issue that really pisses me off, right? But part of that is that they're going to try to say I never responded, and we did via email. So that's a good thing. They probably won't understand that I went down the green piece of paper that I put up. This green piece of paper. All right, let me show you something. All right, this green piece of paper I put up right here. All right, that's Hesita Federal. That's me claiming my items. All right, that's me claiming my items. This green piece of paper right here. All right. And so it's dated. So here's the problem with me. So here's the date, right? All right, the number and some of the other things, right? So over here is the number of the things right here. All right, this is the other number that they wrote. All right, and we sent them email correspondence. All right, so we sent them email correspondence, right? So I'm tired. The Brazilians are tired. Everyone is tired of this crap that's going on. All right, but we got another problem. Our problem is envy and jealousy. What is that over? What's this? Oh, the bread. Probably need to put that bread up. All right, envy and jealousy. What is that over? The envy and jealousy is over this. The simps. Let's get back to the premise of this conversation. The simps. What's up, Raleigh? What's up, man? Raleigh Benoit. Bonjour, mes amis. Ça va bien? All right. So this is the thing, right? Ah, yeah, mon ami. Ah, bonjour, mon ami. Hey. Ah, si. Ah, un pas. Ah, garçon. Ah, ah. So I have a problem. I've been messing up in French because I keep thinking in Portuguese because it's so similar. But anyway, so and brother Rowdy, he could tell you some stuff too. Hey man, did you want to come in the control room and say something? Because this is a person that's well traveled too, right? And here's a lot of things that we're doing is out of fear. And so what happens is you get these simps that are able to be riled up by the American media of CNN, and CNN do not live in Brazil. But now we are trying to manipulate the mentality of the people here to be against a president of another country. Wait a minute, who served his country in the military. But CNN, the women at CNN don't like him because he don't give a F about what the women want. Because he sees that they're destroying family life. Wait a minute. Let's get back to Mimi real quick. Mimi is a single woman who is glad that this guy is becoming elected. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. All right, her getting a travel visa is becoming difficult, and I'm gonna have to sponsor her. But even with that, here's the thing with Brazilians, they don't like Trump. The ones that don't, because he has made it easy, more difficult for them to do what they've been doing, and that was abusing the system. They would come here and then stay. And how they stayed was they just plain old overstayed their visa. They get a visa, come here, overstay their visa in California or Florida. Right, and that's what's up. That's what's up with this guy. Remember, he's an army person, and he understands what the corruption do. And yeah, is there something bigger going on? Oh, heel to the ear in politics. Politics is politics on the world stage and everything else. All right, but Brazil is kind of going to hell in a handbasket on so many fronts because of the corruption of the government itself. There's a reason people are more comfortable with the gangs than the government. Because it seems that the government will steal your stuff before the gangs will. Think about that. All right. The one time that I was robbed in Brazil, meaning that I had some stuff and my stuff was taken, right? Came at the hands of government officials in Sao Paulo that decided not to give me back the stuff, my stuff that I claimed, in the hopes that they thought I would forget because they wanted the stuff for themselves. All right. When we went through the process, they did not answer back emails. When we went through the process, they did not answer back with phone calls. In other words, every time we reached out to Receita Federal, we couldn't get in contact with anybody. Every time we wrote an email, no one wrote us an email back. And we was just trying to figure out what we're supposed to do. Right? So I'm taking all the paperwork that I have, and when I go to Brazil, I'm going straight up to Receita Federal in Sao Paulo in the airport, and I'm gonna ask them, why did you steal my stuff? And say I didn't claim it when I got the claim sheet in my hand. See, that's the problem, right? So a lot of other people in Brazil, they're tired of being treated like that, especially by Receita Federal in Sao Paulo. In Sao Paulo, I'm not the only one that's had a problem with this. Many people have. Well, who's Receita Federal? That's the government, right? Now, here, this is what I couldn't get for the life of me. Why are dudes in the United States afraid of somebody being elected in Brazil when you're behind don't live in Brazil and you've never been and you ain't going? Think about how asinine this is that the media of CNN could get people. I'll be checking OT put later. Okay. The good says briefing by Google. Okay. Let me check it out. All right. Understand this. How is it that dudes that call themselves men could be ginned up into not liking somebody in another country and they haven't been there, or they're not even affected by whatever their policies are going to be? CNN and the news media in this country are so good at lying to people, so good at pushing their narrative, and so good at destroying just actual logical thought that they got dudes, and this is sad, they got dudes talking about how they're afraid to go somewhere because of who's being elected, when who's being elected ain't affecting them. Oh, and like the woman said at the end of the thing, the organizers that's against the front runner who's winning by a lot, and I want y'all to get this, right? Think about this. Brazil is 54 to 64% black. All right. So it's mostly considered black in our terms, right? And the guy is has 46%. That means a lot of black folks voted for him. The only way that he can have that high of a percentage, if only the white Portuguese minority all voted for him and none of them voted for anyone else. But see, that's not what happened. They voted for everybody else, which means that he had to get a lot of support from the Afro people there. See, people are so ignorant of what's going on in Brazil or who Brazil is that they don't want to understand. They don't follow what the people want. They don't follow who the people are. They just sit up and want to be scared all the time. All right. Now, there's a reason I showed you these pictures. This is the difference between Brazil and women anywhere, with the exception of Sweden. I heard some good things about Sweden. But let me just say this. In Brazil, women that look like this will holler at brothers. And if you're a brother that got your stuff together, you're a good dude. Women that look like this not only will holler at you, but they'll also cater to you. And they'll also, white women, try to control the relationship. And if you let that happen, then they'll try to control you. All right. As a man, you got to put your foot down and say, it's my way or no way. Remember, I had to do that. All right. You do your best and you do your man job for the woman, right? But if she wants to try to control you, you know how to fix that. We men. We give them the ultimatum. Cut it out or I'm out. I don't argue. I make statements. Period. I ain't going to spend time arguing with something that I know is not mutually beneficial to us as a couple. All right. With me and Mimi, when we first had problems, there was things I told her not to do or that be into it. And she was surprised when I put my foot down. Because while we're not used to being catered to, I guess some of the times they're not used to men being men. All right. Y'all, we need to stop being afraid of these corrupt systems and do what we need to do. Period. Again, we are just rotten, malicious women went down there to try to destroy the nature of those women because, well, one, they're while our women are busy competing, trying to be men and losing miserably, the men that's tired of our women are going elsewhere. And so the only agenda for these women is if we can't beat those women and keep our men from them, let's destroy the nature of those women. But here's the thing, in that country, it don't work that well. And remember, what happened to the last woman that was trying to push that LGBT agenda? She wasn't pushing any kind of civil rights for Afro people. She was pushing the LGBT agenda, right? And in Brazil, she paid dearly for that. Understand this. Their agenda has nothing to do with righteousness for the Afro men, the Afro children, the Afro community, or family. Period. So they should not be riding on our coattails throughout the civil rights movement. No, they have not been through what the Afro man has been through in this country. So they don't get that privilege to ride through on our coattails. Now, in understanding this, these women, they want to go down and try to ruin other countries to make it inhospitable to the brothers that can get away. But it ain't stopping us from getting away. And everywhere we go, these ratchet women try to go and destroy it. But it's not working. Because even though you can get a lot of people to march in the street, right? Because they wanted the corrupted person that was arrested and went to jail for corruption, because he gave them trinkets. At the end of the day, Brazil still remains a primarily family-oriented conservative society. Meaning that all the stuff that the LGBT agenda from the United States is trying to stuff in Brazil is not appreciated or wanted there. And they're proving that in their election of the most conservative military man that they can find. They're tired of other people bringing their crappy ways there. Remember, there's a lot of religions in Brazil, more than you know. People know about the Catholic and the Christian one, right? But a lot of those lean on conservative family values, community values. But let me say this. The people that's stirring up the biggest pot are these feminist-led religions. And anytime there is a matriarchal woman that follows, and Hotep religion here would follow this. Anytime there's anybody that follows the matriarchal religion, where the woman is God, the lead, or whatever, those are a group of women and men we should stay away from, not build with, or even associate with. These are the same dudes talking about, can't we build together? No, we cannot, because those brothers are not They're not even brothers. Those dudes are not interested in building with anybody in so much as they're interested in extorting the resources from other people to give to those ill wretched women that want to be worshipped. We don't have to follow that. And if you are a man, that is something you should be wary of. Is her spiritual inclination to follow the man because she understands that the man has responsibility over her safety and sustenance? Or do she think that the government is the one that's responsible for her and she don't give a hoot about the man? All she wants some meat and his money. All right, that would be the matriarchal religions. And if you look at those societies, none of them survive. None of them survive. All right. So one must pay attention to this. All right. No men that worship the woman survive because they end up dying with the woman or betrayed by that woman so that she can save her own skin. Remember, from Cleopatra to Nzinga, who all these dudes have tried to tout up as leaders, women leaders. They had Cleopatra, the so-called Black Queen. Remember, the children that she had were not of Egyptian origin. She had babies by Caesar and Mark Antony. Understand this. So she slept with two Romans, and the only offspring that she produced were the Roman, not Egyptian. Nzinga slept with the Portuguese. And probably the what's Holland. The explorers from Holland. Or is it the Dutch? All right. But let's understand this, that in these battles, these women was using the punani to curry favor, and that's their political thing. And all the people that followed them, the first thing they got rid of was the males in their family by killing them with poison. The next thing, any dudes that followed them ended up in betrayed by them. Understand this, right? So as I bust a move and kind of end this, I want y'all to keep this in mind, that we should not allow this fear mongering from the Black women, their Simps, or the media to reflect any part of our decision making as men. Period. That stuff should just be over. Time out. All right. We are better men than that. Oh, and we are sought out by women everywhere. Just got some reports from Holland. I mean, Sweden. All right. They're going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs up there. So if you're chocolate, and they want to make sure you understand that these women in Sweden, if you're chocolate and American, you the it. Now you got to come up there talking some sense. In other words, anywhere that you go where these women are desiring Afro men is not the thug mentality that they want. Oh, that won't do well there. As a matter of fact, that mentality in some of these places will get you deceased, like in Brazil. All right, but if you go down there, like, and I go Afro urban, right? If you go down there like a decent brother, women in these places, Germany, Sweden, will show you love. They'll show you the love that you ain't getting from the women here. Period. And it's the truth. These women here are too busy trying to be the man, especially the black woman. The black woman, understand this. Let's keep it real. If the black woman could, for once, be any part of any kind of feminine, like back in the day, she would beat everybody out for the American man, Afro man, that everybody else desired because she has home field advantage. So, how sorry are you and how bad have you messed up when you can't come close to a victory with home field advantage? And keep this in mind. I've seen some sisters, some black women in the United States that's shaped like this. But what did I say the difference is? The black women that are shaped like this in the United States, they're only caping for thugs and people over 6 feet. Height is not a requirement. Being a good man is. If you go to Brazil, oh, and they cater to the man. And just like any women anywhere, you're going to have to watch it because they will try to control the relationship. So you can't, for a little bit, you can't fall asleep. But after a while, after they see that your foot is down, you won't have a problem. Mimi's brother-in-law, all right, he runs his family. Period. He runs his family. All right. Some of the times his sister, his wife is in these things with me. All right. But he runs that family. All right. He is dark as me. He's a bodybuilder though. But and that's basically it. He's a sports trainer for soccer players or footballers, as they say there. All right. We are desired in more places than you think. So we don't have to put up with this. And by with this is the black woman in the United States. We don't have to put up with it. All right. If she can't change, then we can't stay. That's basically it. Oh, and you should wait and die alone wait till they ready. The only time they ready is after they had 15 children by all them thugs that ran through them. Then they ready to settle down with a good man because the oldest child is beating that head in. Because that's all he learned to do from her example. Nope, it's over. Or when they get them tubes tied and they can't have any more children because they had so many that they can't handle, then they want you to take care of those children while not giving your seed anything. Nope, we done with all that. All right. So with that said, people, I'm out. Y'all have a blessed evening. Things are kind of bright for us outside of the United States. Things are as bright for Afro men outside of the United States as dark as they are inside the United States when it comes to our own people. And that's the Simps and the BAWs. Remember, these Simps, all right, brothers, we got to stop simping and stop letting other people think for us. And no, everything is not butterflies and women falling out of the sky on your crotch in Brazil. There's a lot of poverty there. Now I'll be able to show a couple of brothers that, yeah, there's something other than the beach. Then we can go to the beach. All right. But understand this, there is something more to Brazil than a beach. There should be more than a purpose. All right. The same way, hold on. Show y'all something. All right, brothers. So I started training the children in the neighborhood again. All right. So I've been buying equipment for them here, right? All right. Oops. So we got a whole lot of stuff here. All right. So the speed bag. So we have the kicking bag, punching, and we got the speed bag. Yeah. It's been a minute. All right. Here's the thing. So a lot of the children are coming around, and I know my neighbor's been looking out for me. At least her father has been. All right. And with that, let's get to Psalms 1. Psalms 1 is a verse to live by. Well, let's figure out what that is. But in the meantime, let me say this. I missed my speed back, right? But in the meantime, let me say this, right? That I'm into training children. All right, hold on. All right, let's look at the Psalms 1 real quick. I'm gonna put it up. All right, let's see. All right, this is that Psalms 1 that the brother was talking about. So that's Psalms 1 and 2. All right, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah. All right, so basically, all right, so these children are having fun. And some of these women here don't have a problem with me telling them, or at least my neighbor across the way does not have me a problem with me because I sat there in front of her, and I spit a message to her daughter and her son about how bad black women are. And to her daughter, I said, and you don't have to be that bad because you're it will determine what kind of man you want actually. Now they're little, right? But they need to start hearing these messages now from somebody, right? And so long as the mama will let me speak, I'm gonna speak honestly. See, because her dad listens to me. All right. But I think that she is starting to see because the mom works a lot, but she is starting to see that it would be better to do it with somebody than without. She stay tired. If her dad didn't watch the children, who would do it? See what I mean? All right, so she stays tired. All right, and she's lucky that her dad can watch her children. See what I mean? But here's the rest of that Psalms that brother was talking about. All right, put the rest of this up. Man, this is good wisdom right here. This is good wisdom right here, this Psalm. There it is. Woo. All right, that's the whole song. Okay. So for the brothers that's rolling with me, this weekend I'll be getting the hotels. So I'm gonna call y'all up, and we'll have a conference, and we're going to look at them. I'm gonna suggest and see which one we pick. All right, and then I'll get it then. All right, and let's just say by Monday evening. All right. So for the rest of y'all, if you would like to donate to my channel, my donation link is in the description box. Y'all see everything that's being done. Y'all see all the equipment for the children. Um, y'all see the therapy I'm gonna need from dealing with them children. No, let me quit. No, I didn't need. Look, some of the times you need therapy from dealing with some of these children. All right, and if you want to help out in what we're doing for the children in Brazil, and not just them, but what we're doing for people in Brazil. All right. Because I've been doing stuff here in the United States for children in the United States, and I never really stopped. I just stopped dealing with the VAWs. All right. But if you want to do that, my donation link is in the description box. But like I always say, take care of yourself first, take care of your home first, take care of your children first, whatever you need, because you should not have to struggle to give to somebody. If you're struggling to give to somebody, no matter how good you think the cause is, we really don't need your money like that. All right, because we're giving what we can, right, to the people. Emphasis on what we can. All right. One of the things that I think is a problem is you don't want people to think um, that, oh, these people have an endless source, um, and we don't, but everybody is going broke, not taking care of themselves because they're trying to give to people. Yes, people are worse off than us, right? But we will be just like them if we do not govern our family and everything the way we're supposed to be. Because you get too many bills and not pay them bills, you got problems. All right. So with that said, I'm out. Peace, love, and soul, everybody. Thank y'all for being here watching. All right. Thank y'all for supporting my channel. Thank y'all for getting something out of it, though. So a lot of brothers have been getting things out of it, and I thank y'all for getting something out of it, because I get stuff out of your comments. All right, when y'all comment on the video, y'all know how many videos I made just off the comments of people. That comment was so good, you had to make a video off of it. All right, so thank you for your support, people. All right, with that said, I'm out.